A cheating scandal rocks the World Stone Skimming Championships. British Airways bans the flight crew from drinking coffee for some reason. And parents are ordered to pay $300,000 after their dumb drunk teenagers urinated into a hot pot. These are the bizarre stories for Tuesday on Weird AF News. They're very strange, bizarre, weird. They come from left field. You don't see them coming. They're kinky. They're totally wacko. That's because Weird AF News is all about that, doing wacko stories 5 days a week in the podcast format. The only game in town if you want weird news 5 days a week. Here we go. A cheating scandal rocks the World Rock Skimming Championship. You see the pun in there? It rocks the Rock Skimming Championship. Did you even know there was a Rock Skimming Championship? You remember skimming rocks as a kid? You throw them across a pond or a river? Well, now it's apparently a professional sport. This is how you know the job market is really bad. When out-of-work boys take their stupid hobbies and elevate them to the level of world championship competitions. But who knows? I mean, maybe this sport totally rocks. You know, maybe this is something we don't want to skip. You get where I'm coming from? All right, enough of those bad puns. We have a cheating scandal. Several competitors in the World Stone Skimming Championship have been disqualified for what they're calling tampering. What did they do? They used some illegal rocks. Was it a steroids using scandal? What could it be? I just can't wait to find out what is going on in what I'm going to just call Stonegate. The article says more than 2,200 people from 27 countries attended this year's Stone Skimming Championship event on the tiny island of Eastdale off the west coast of Scotland. People from 27 countries came to this? 2,200 participants. I mean, this is more popular than the WNBA. Now, regarding the scandal, it says the rules of the stone skimming competition state that stones must come from naturally occurring island slate. However, some of the stones that the competitors used were found to have been grounded into, quote, a suspiciously circular shape in order to help them bounce and skim along the water. Oh, ho, ho. Sounds like some of the competitors brought a little sandpaper and they were doctoring these stones for a little bit of an edge. A stone skimming edge. Can you imagine being so psychotic that you would cheat at this event? I mean, I don't even think I could be friends with you if that's the case. Then again, I mean, I take wiffle ball pretty seriously, and that's kind of silly. So, now we have the organizer of this Stone Skimming Championship event, Dr. Kyle Matthews. He told the media that these offenders had, quote, held their hands up and apologized after being accused. So they admitted it, at least. But, I mean, how dumb do you feel after cheating at this event? I mean, it's just silly time. It's like cheating at rock, paper, scissors or something, you know. Or cheating at professional hide-and-go-seek. Is there a hide-and-go-seek championship? Is that an Olympic event? I mean, breakdancing is, so why not hide-and-go-seek? Now, the article talks about how the competition works. Each competitor is allowed 3 skims, and stones must bounce at least twice on the water before sinking. Well, that sounds pretty easy. I mean, I wouldn't even have to cheat. Just give me any old flat rock. I can make it skim twice before it sinks. I mean, come on. There's got to be more to this than that. Now, Dr. Matthews, the guy who runs this, he's also known as the Toss Master. The Toss Master. Yeah, that's an innuendo. He told the media that the judges heard rumors and murmurings of some nefarious deeds, including cheating. There was a little bit of stone doctoring. They had shaped it so that it was perfectly circular and fitted our 3-inch measurer. He says the problem was we didn't just notice at the time that they were suspiciously circular. The Tossmaster said that lessons had been learned this year and they would move on to an even greater event next year. And yeah, you should probably not allow them to provide their own rocks or choose their own rocks. You should just hand out rocks to each person that you choose. Or choose rocks, put them in a bucket, allow them to choose them, and strip them. They should be totally naked during this event. That way they're not hiding any little sanders on them or anything that they could scuff up the rock with or make it smoother. You know, you want to just have them naked, just like our ancestors played this game, naked on a river. This was probably the first game they ever played. Yeah, you provide the stones. This isn't a BYOS situation, bring your own stones. That's silly that you even approached it that way to begin with. What do you know about competitions? Bro, come on. I mean, and one could even make the argument that who cares if they're cheating? I mean, we're talking about rock skimming at this point. I mean, this is already silly time. This is Goofy Galaxy territory anyways, so, I mean, just who cares, right? Just let them do whatever they want to the rocks. Put a little bardol, little Vagisil. You put snot on the stone? Well, you know, when I ain't got an arm like you, I gotta get every little edge I can. Is that what he says in that movie? You guys familiar with Major League? It's one of my faves. All right, let's wrap this story up. You want to know the winner? It was Jonathan Jennings. He went on to victory as the contest's first. He was actually the first American winner of this, skimming his stones a cumulative distance. So they measured the distance as well as the number of skips, or just the distance. It says a cumulative distance of 177 meters for Jonathan Jennings, the American, the first guy to ever win the stone skimming championship from America. This event has been going on for a while. It was first organized in 1983 by island resident Albert Baker, and after a break was revived in 1997 by a community group. The contest is staged in a former slate quarry that was flooded by a tidal wave in 1881. The championships are run by volunteers, and the proceeds support local community projects and charities. Last year, they raised over $15,000. This is incredible. Here's a little quirky fact about the island Easdale, where they host this stone skimming championship every year. It's the smallest permanently inhabited island of the Inner Hebrides. Hebrides? Hebrides. I don't think I'm saying this word correctly. That's not important. There's a population of 60 people on Easdale. That's what's important. Meanwhile, over 2,000 people show up. They invade the island. How do they host this many people in a town of only 60? I wonder. There's got to not even be enough buildings. Do you have like more than one hotel? This is 2,000 plus people. Maybe they all just stay in tents along the side of the quarry. I'll tell you though, this would be the perfect event for me to attend. Like if I had a budget to just fly around the world and compete in these weird competitions or attend very weird events and traditions, this would be perfect because I could actually participate in this, probably be okay at it. I've skimmed rocks before. I got a very good throwing arm, although right now I'm dealing with a partially torn rotator cuff, but I could have it healed up by the time I get over there to Easdale with my tent. That'd be so much fun. You know, I have a dream to take this podcast to certain places. This is one of them where I'm just going around the world and participating. I'd be like the Anthony Bourdain of international weirdness. Meanwhile, my PayPal is funnyjones@gmail.com. If you're a very wealthy individual and you want to support my stupid fantasy here, just deposit thousands of dollars into that account, please, right away, and I'll start buying some plane tickets. British Airways has banned their flight crews from drinking coffee under some new rules. Well, then what are they supposed to put their bourbon in? Come on, British Airways. Have you thought about this at all? It says British Airways has issued very strict new appearance and conduct rules for its cabin crew, including a ban on drinking coffee in public. In public? Does that mean in the airport as well? The airline now only permits staff to consume water outside designated areas, and even then, they must do so discreetly. Who'd sneak water? I mean, what is wrong with British Airways? This is very strange. Most workplaces, of course, they allow you to drink water. I mean, you get dehydrated, by the way, at certain elevations. Are they not aware of this? You're an airline. You should. Also, most workplaces encourage drinking coffee. They provide free coffee. You know, a coffee break is like etched into so many labor contracts because companies know caffeinated employees are typically productive employees. So I find it very odd that British Airways is taking this pivot. The updated guidelines prohibit the crew from consuming drinks such as coffee, tea, or soda in any public spaces. Any public spaces? So they can't walk through the airport sipping tea or water? This is bizarre. It says such beverages may only be consumed in cafeterias or designated rest areas, not while walking in uniform or waiting in any passenger areas. These rules are part of a broader effort to maintain a professional and a consistent image of the airline. What is so unprofessional about drinking coffee on the plane or in the airport? I just don't understand it. Now, I can understand instant coffee, all right? We don't want our employees to be caught drinking any of that instant coffee, all right? That's for plebeians, after all. No. But, like, just drinking a regular coffee, a Starbucks or Pete's or something? Like, what is the deal? From my understanding, the people in the UK, they love their teas. You're not allowing them to drink tea? This is odd. I want my crew perky. on the plane. All right, they're in charge of my life. I want them very alert. Caffeine should be encouraged. I want my flight crew aware. I want my pilots on stimulants. All right, they're in charge of my safety after all. So I am pro-stimulant for all of them. What was that pilot that got caught doing cocaine off of a hired woman or something? That guy knows what's up, you know? Now, British Airways has positioned these changes as part of its program to improve the workplace environment. Oh, sounds like you're really improving it. You're just pissing off all your employees. These restrictions have, of course, sparked criticism internally. Yeah, externally, too. I mean, we're all looking at you, British Airways, as though you're kind of dumb. Or at the least, you're completely out of touch with reality. It says here, in addition to the beverages restriction, British Airways is also implementing some new appearance regulations. They have a uniform that was introduced in late 2023, and it has been controversial since launch. A sheer blouse left many staff uncomfortable, with guidance even instructing crew to wear white bras, t-shirts, or avoid lacy and patterned underwear to prevent visibility. While many airlines around the world have relaxed requirements, such as makeup, footwear, and weight checks, British Airways' new approach marks a reversal toward tighter regulations. In addition to uniform rules, British Airways has tightened its stance on social media. Cabin crew are prohibited from taking any selfies, videos, or any photos in the hotel rooms during their layovers. This includes destinations such as Cape Town and Singapore. The airline warns that even posts shared to private accounts are forbidden. Wow, this is also very draconian here. You know, you would think they would get a little looser with their policies regarding the flight crew, seeing as who the hell wants to be a flight crew person these days? I've covered so many stories where the flight crew's getting harassed and even physically attacked. They're abused on a daily basis. That's a fact. And so, you know, you might want to relax a little bit, let them feel comfortable, maybe allow them to have some tea or, heaven forbid, water. I mean, did it ever occur to you to make your employees happy, British Airways? I mean, who operates these large corporations? I mean, just the dumbest people on earth, right? You think these people at the top, the CEOs and the C-suites, they're all smarter than us? They're not. They are not smarter than you and me. You and I could do the same job. We could actually probably do it better. And all you have to do is inject some common sense into the equation. That's all. Nothing extravagant. Just a little common sense.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
Families have been fined $300,000 for urinating in a hot pot in China. The story began with two teenagers who were a little drunk. They peed into a pot of broth at a popular hot pot restaurant in China. They have since been ordered to pay 2.2 million won, which is about $309,000, to two companies in China. This incident took place at the Shanghai branch of China's largest hot pot chain called Headliner. I've actually been to a Headliner in Singapore. They're kind of known for their great service. It's very surprising that it took place there. Anyways, it sparked widespread criticism after the 17-year-olds posted a video of their drunken urinating act online. I suppose this was their attempt to begin a TikTok challenge. Call it the R. Kelly Hot Pot Challenge, where you pee into a hot pot at a hot pot restaurant. The R. Kelly Challenge. That's good. So these kids took a very expensive whiz at a Heidilao, posted it online. There was never at any time suggestion that someone consumed the contaminated broth, but Heidilao offered to pay thousands of diners who dined at the restaurant in the days that followed that incident after they discovered the video, and obviously people sent it to them. Now it says, initially, Heidilao sought more than 23 million won in losses for this incident, saying it took into account the amount it compensated customers over the prank. Last Friday, a Shanghai court found that the teenagers had indeed infringed upon the company's property rights as well as reputation through, quote, acts of insult, noting that their actions contaminated tableware and caused strong discomfort among the public. They also found that the teenagers' parents had, quote, failed to fulfill their duty of guardianship and ordered that they bear the compensation. Whoa, the parents were ordered to bear the compensation for their failure to act as proper guardians to the kids. Wow. Everybody's in trouble. Wow, I'm so surprised. It's kind of refreshing to see a country just really slap the family with what I see as a deserving penalty. Maybe that's too harsh. Maybe $300,000 is not quite deserving, but how about $50,000 each family? That's, that makes a mark, That sends a message and a statement to the rest of the community. Hey, if your kids act up in our place of business, you're going to get hit with a bill for that. So you might want to consider, doing your job, parenting properly. We're always letting the parents off the hook, but come on. You can't just go, oh, so sorry, my kid has ADHD. Oh, my kid didn't have his emotional support pony that day, so not our fault. Maybe you guys disagree. You probably, some of you are like, oh, the parents shouldn't be held liable for this. The kid shouldn't be held liable. First of all, kid's a minor, so you're going to get very little compensation out of them, unless you take their kidney. You could just take a kidney, I suppose. That'd be pretty good compensation. You can get a lot of money for a kidney. Jonesy, how dare you? How could you do it? And I'm just trying to find a solution to the world's problems. I think I'm onto something here. And I'm no parent, but I'll tell you right now, if this was one of my kids, there would be what's called hell to pay. You ever heard of that phrase? Hell to pay. Yeah. This is how kids get sold off to telemarketing farms in the Philippines.
This episode is brought to you by Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels and music are made for each other. They share a rhythm in the craft of making something timeless, while being a part of legendary nights. From backyard jams to sold-out arenas, there's a song in every toast. Please drink responsibly. Responsibility.org. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Hey, my friends, loyal listeners of the Weird AF News podcast. Thanks for spending some time with your buddy Jonesy here in the closet. Appreciate you. I want to give thanks and praise to everybody who sent me articles the last few days. Very, very helpful. Thank you so much. My email is funnyjones@gmail.com. You can always send me stuff, so feel free. The phone lines are open. The email lines are open. Got a nice email from someone named LaPrecha. I don't know if I'm saying that word right. It's really sweet. It says, I'll be as short and sweet as possible, Jonesy. I'm a long-time listener and can never get enough of the weird. You give me complete life and laughter. Thank you. All the years I suggest and talk about you, it felt great to come in and have one of my supervisors tell me if you hear me giggling, it's because I need to know about this emotional support alligator. Score. I finally got another weirdo to join your podcast, Jonesy. Hopefully, I'll hear this one day on the podcast. Even if not, good luck with your life, man. A long-time listener. Well, now you're hearing it on the podcast. Dreams can come true. You know that one? Anybody? That was a sweet email, by the way, so appreciate that, LaPrecha. And tell your boss I said, what's up? Maybe you'll get a raise. Hey, give LaPrecha a raise for making your life better. How about that, boss? I don't know where these people are, but I'm glad they're listening to Weird AF News wherever they are. So if you guys want to help me out, you could tell your friends to listen to Weird AF News, just like this individual told the boss to start listening to the podcast. And that's very, very helpful. Right? You can also support the show by going to weirdafnews.com. That's a way you can do it. All right, I'm at about 18 minutes. I want to keep this under 20, keeping it brief for your life so that you can, you don't get bogged down by these long podcasts. I don't want to keep you. I want you to be able to have a day. So good luck with your life, man. Good luck with your day, man. Good luck with you.